Why did I even get paired up with you? Emily complains. Her mate is supposed to be some good alpha, the last straw. A sharp bark of laughter escapes Ozan, heads turning. He claps a hand over his mouth, smirking at the absurdity of it all. You're upset that you, a 5'5" Omega, can't keep up with me when I
She
walk?
pulls on an oversized hoodie. It swallows her whole. It hides the bruises. That is all that matters. Another day to survive. Emily Linford's life ended the day her mother died. What came after was something else entirely. Something cruel. Her stepfather. He never misses a day. Not a single one. There is always a slap, a shove, a word that cuts deeper than both. He calls it discipline. Calls it care. Emily knows better. She is not a daughter in that house. She is a prisoner. She cannot leave. Cannot meet friends. Cannot breathe without permission. Every attempt to escape dies before it begins. The consequences are worse than the cage. So she stays. She walks downstairs slowly. Not out of defiance, just emptiness. What took you so long? His voice cracks through the silence. I was just coming, she says quietly. The slap lands before the sentence settles. Sharp. Familiar. Still painful. It always is. You keep getting up late, his voice turns into noise. It usually does. Emily drifts away from it. Until one sentence pulls her back. Flour. He wants her to buy flour for the week. She blinks, surprised. He never lets her out. The delivery man is unavailable, he says. She hopes he stays unavailable forever. Emily nods. Small. Obedient. Perfect. Inside, something flickers. Something dangerously close to excitement. She steps outside. The air feels different. Lighter. Cleaner. Free. She lowers her head, hiding the mark on her cheek with her hair. The hood stays low. Still, she notices everything. Green leaves. Bright flowers. Colors she forgot existed. Her dull, gray heart aches at the sight of spring. She walks slowly, stretching every second. Then it hits her. A scent. Soft. Lavender. Deep. Different from everything else. Her body reacts before her mind does. Her eyes search. And then she sees him. Tall. Still. Certain. Her breath catches. One word echoes inside her, mate. Her pulse stumbles. This can't be real. It shouldn't be real. And yet, he turns. Their eyes almost meet. She looks away instantly, keeps walking like she didn't just feel her entire world tilt. When he looks away, she looks back. Her instincts don't lie. That man, across the street, talking to someone she doesn't care about, he is hers. And she is his. She hesitates. Should she go to him? He would know. He has to know. Her fingers twist into her sleeve. Her thoughts spiral. Then he starts walking. Panic floods her chest. She moves. Then faster. Then she runs. Her heart climbs into her throat. He walks too fast. Always just out of reach. She pushes harder. Faster. Still not enough. She crashes into someone. A voice shouts behind her. She doesn't stop. Nothing matters except him. She sees him turn into a bookstore. Finally. She slows down. Breath shaky. Steps unsteady. Now that she's here, doubt creeps in. Her hand tightens around her sleeve. Hesitant. Afraid. The bookstore is too quiet, too still. Ozan feels like a caged animal pacing between the high shelves. He is on edge, a state that has become frustratingly common for him. His dynamic as an alpha often makes him a magnet for unwanted attention. His skin crawls with the distinct, prickling sensation of being watched. He pretends to browse a shelf of classic literature, his black eyes scanning the reflected world in the glass of a framed print. And there it is, a flicker of movement 2 aisles over. A shadow that doesn't belong. Again. He thinks, jaw tightening. His lavender scent, usually calm and soothing, spikes with the sharp, metallic tang of irritation. Don't these people have anything better to do? Ozan moves, deliberately turning down a narrow aisle about poetry, his footsteps silent on the worn carpet. He can hear the soft, hesitant steps following him, trying to mimic his rhythm and failing miserably. It is amateurish. Annoying. His possessiveness over his space, his peace, roars to the surface. This is his time, and some pathetic stalker is ruining it. Ozan spun on his heel, the movement quick and aggressive, and there she was. Caught in the act, peeking around a shelf with wide, startled eyes. She was smaller than him, with a nervous energy that screamed Omega. But Ozan, in his hasty, suspicious rage, didn't process that. All he saw was the stranger threat. All right, that's enough. He growled, his voice low and dangerous as he closed the distance. He loomed over her, his 6 feet 2 inches frame blocking the light. Who the hell are you, and why are you following me? Ozan snarled, his voice a low, dangerous whisper. His black eyes bored into hers, furious and cold. I've seen you for blocks. You think I didn't notice? What do you want? Emily flinched back, her scent blooming with fear and the will to please her alpha. And no, wait, you don't understand. I understand perfectly. He snapped, his black eyes blazing with contempt. I see your type every damn day. Simpering for an alpha like me. Think you're clever? Think I didn't fucking notice? Emily shakes her head, desperation clear on her face. It's not like that, I promise. Please, just let me explain. She reached out, her hand aiming to gently grasp his arm in a placating gesture. It was the wrong move. Ozan was protective of his space, suspicious of every touch. Reacting on pure, jumpy instinct, his hand flew up to bat hers away. It was meant to be a dismissive, defensive gesture. But Ozan was too strong, too hasty. His open palm connected with Emily's cheek with a sharp, shocking crack that echoed in the silent aisle. Emily stumbled back with a gasp, her hand flying to her stinging skin, eyes wide with shock and pain. That's when Ozan finally smelt her scent that fit so well with his, and his alpha instincts finally clicked. You were just trying to tell a stranger alpha you two are fated. Oh. Ozan breathed out, the word barely a whisper. Emily felt her head spinning. This couldn't be true. Her fated mate couldn't be this aggressive, this violent.
She saw her stepfather in him, and that terrified her completely. The small hope that bloomed in her chest when she saw him is crushed, brutally. Oh fuck, baby, no. Ozan's voice snaps her out of her thoughts. She backs up, pressing a hand to her now red cheek. Ozan's entire body locks up, black eyes widening in horror as the realization hits him. His lavender scent curdles with pure, unfiltered panic. No, 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 no. He stumbles forward, hands hovering awkwardly in the air. Fuck. I wouldn't have if I'd just smelled you first. Emily is too caught up in her head to notice his panic. She has already labeled him a rough, aggressive alpha, one she needs to avoid. Emily slaps his hand away. Don't touch me. Ozan flinches as if she struck him. Black eyes wide and pained, the rejection stings. His alpha side snarls, but his guilt-stricken human side knows he deserves it. He can't take his eyes off the red mark on her cheek. He put that there. He hurt her. Baby, please, Ozan begins, but Emily cuts him off, voice steady. You didn't even bother to listen to me. I know, he snarls, then cuts himself off, visibly wrestling back the growl in his voice. He drags a hand down his face hard enough to leave red streaks on his skin. Fuck. I thought you were some stalker or shit I don't know. You just kept following me, and I panicked. His scent is pure distress now, lavender shark with regret. His hands flex helplessly at his sides, wanting to reach for her, but not daring. I followed you because you walked too fast and I couldn't keep up, Emily says, looking away, frowning. Ozan freezes, dark brows furrowing as he processes her words. Anger, tension, guilt, and panic vanish, replaced by sheer, bewildered disbelief. You couldn't keep up? What? He sounds utterly baffled, like she spake a foreign language. A 6'2" alpha can't be outpaced by a tiny omega? Even when I ran, you were still ahead. Why do you have to walk that fast anyway? Emily grumbles, omega frustration flaring. Ozan stares blankly, brain short-circuiting. Emily is a tiny omega, barely 5'5". She practically has to run to keep up with his long-legged strides, like a puppy chasing a racehorse. The urge to laugh or coo at her scrambling overwhelms him, but he bites his tongue. Why did I even get paired up with you? Emily complains. Her mate is supposed to be some good alpha, the last straw. A sharp bark of laughter escapes Ozan, heads turning. He claps a hand over his mouth, smirking at the absurdity of it all. You're upset that you, a 5'5" omega, can't keep up with me when I walk? Ozan teases. Emily cuts him off, almost yelling. And you're damn aggressive too. Cheeks red from anger. Ozan laughs again, low and dark. Cute when angry, he thinks. You know, most omegas would find that trait attractive, he pointed out, taking a few steps forward to loom in her personal space. Was this man being serious right now? Emily thought. Attractive? She scoffed. I have to crane my neck up to look at you. Ozan grinned unabashedly, taking another step in, slowly crowding her against the nearest bookshelf. Surprisingly, Emily didn't feel him dangerous at all, even after he had just slapped her. His presence oddly remained safe, but she shoved her omega instincts down. She couldn't trust this man ever. You say that like it's a bad thing, baby girl, Ozan drawled. Don't you dare call me that, she warned, finger pointing at his face. Ozan's smirk simply widened, his black eyes narrowing in challenge. He leaned closer, their faces nearly touching, taking in her flushed cheeks and defiant expression. And what are you going to do if I do? He taunted, words no louder than a whisper. Even his scent now held a playful edge, daring her to correct him. He was testing her, pushing limits. You didn't even apologize for slapping me, and now you're taunting me too? Emily said, incredulous. Why was he taking her for granted? Ozan's cocky expression faltered. The reminder of his own blunder brought guilt flooding back into his chest. He had hurt her. He was a shitty alpha who couldn't control himself, even worse because she was his mate. His shoulders slumped slightly as he realized she had a point. He had been pushing her limits, teasing her, even though he hadn't apologized for the reason they were fighting in the first place. He really was a thoughtless dick. You're right. I'm sorry, baby. Emily bit her lip, stealing glances at his face to see if he was being honest. Aggressive alphas never apologized, so why was he? Ozan's black eyes roamed over her face, taking in the doubt in her eyes and the way she bit her lip. The urge to reach out and capture that plump lower lip between his teeth was tempting, but he fought it back. She had every right to doubt him. He took a small, calculated step back to give her space, and ran a hand through his dark hair, letting out a slow exhale. Look, I'm a shitty alpha, okay? I'm stubborn and suspicious, and I've got a shitty temper. But I'm not a liar, and I feel bad that I hurt you, even if unintentionally. Emily couldn't believe her ears. Such earnest words from an arrogant alpha. But she had to think rationally. She couldn't just believe him because he looked sorry. His actions had clearly been otherwise, and she couldn't afford to be with another man like her stepfather. I have to go. I wasted quite some time following you anyway, Emily said, voice low but steady. An unexpected rush of disappointment swelled in Ozan's chest. He didn't want her to go, not yet. Not after discovering she was his mate. Wait. His hand shot out and caught her wrist without thinking, surprisingly gentle given his size and strength. He held on just enough to prevent her from leaving, his dark eyes almost pleading. Emily looked at where his hand held her arm, gaze questioning. Ozan's grip loosened slightly at her glance, as if letting go now would make her disappear entirely. Ozan's voice came out gruff, but softer than before. You can't just follow me for blocks and then leave when I finally realize who you are. A pause. His dark eyes flicked up to meet hers again. Stay, please. Emily looked at him, baffled. He had to be kidding. One moment he was angry because she followed him, next he was teasing her, and now he was begging? What was his deal? Ozan's jaw tightened at her baffled expression, black eyes narrowing slightly, not in anger, but in wounded pride. He was an alpha who didn't beg, an alpha who didn't plead. But he was doing it now. I just put my hands on you for the first time and already left bruises. A bitter chuckle escaped him. Let me fix that before you walk out of here hating me forever. Everything in Emily softened. She wanted to stay, but the irrational fear instilled by her stepfather stopped her. I gotta work. My boss will be angry. I can't stay here longer. Emily lied. She only had to get the flour and return to her mom's bakery, now under her stepfather's control, and she owed him no truths. Ozan's mind was already racing. She had a job? A boss? What if some alpha saw her at work, smelled her perfect scent, and made a move? Can I? He stopped himself from asking if he could at least walk her to her job. He didn't have the right. Emily freed her wrist and walked away, saying, Hope you learn some manners, Alpha. Ozan stood frozen, staring at her retreating form with a mixture of disbelief and an overwhelming urge to chase her down. His alpha hindbrain snarled at him. Go, chase her, claim her. But he made himself hold back, hands clenched into tight fists at his sides. God damn it. How the hell was he supposed to just let her go to work, to be around other people, other alphas? His jealousy flared at the thought. He wasn't used to this bond. Ozan pulled out his phone with a sharp, irritated flick of his wrist. The second-in-command answered on the first ring. Boss, the voice on the other end, was calm but alert.